Welcome, everyone, to Explore the Susquehanna River Valley. I'm Laura Good, your host, back again with quite the crowd inside the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau. We have a pretty cool podcast room that we've been utilizing, and I am so excited to welcome individuals from the Susquehanna Valley Chorale, River Stage Community Theater, and Millbrook Playhouse. Welcome to all.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having
Everybody
us.
comfy with their microphones.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, let's start with the players on my left, so stage right, from Millbrook Playhouse. Introduce
Hi.
yourselves. Hello.
Hi, my name is David Lightholt, and I'm the producing artistic director at Millbrook Playhouse.
And you brought a friend.
I brought a friend.
Yes, my name is Erica Conklin, and I am the associate producer at Millbrook Playhouse.
And then over to my right, stage left, we have individuals from the Susquehanna Valley Chorale and River Stage Community Theater.
Hi, my name is Adam Dietz, and I'm the executive assistant for Susquehanna Valley Chorale.
Welcome, Adam.
Thank you.
And hi, I'm Jove Graham, and I'm president of the board of directors at River Stage Community Theater.
And we were chit-chatting a little bit before we got started. I have seen some River Stage Theater community productions, most notably A Streetcar Named Desire with my friends Amy and Ben.
Yeah, that's great.
Really, really good stuff. So for listeners who are maybe discovering your organizations for the first time, just let's go around the table again and tell us who you are and what you do. Because if I say Susquehanna Valley Chorale, that's indicative, right, Adam? It's like you're a chorale.
A lot of
Right.
times people think we're somehow associated with horses.
Oh, no way. Really?
For real, yes.
The OK Chorale.
Not the case. Been
You
around
guys
for
are
50
okay.
years, but that's okay.
There is a Susquehanna Valley Chorale, like a paddock for horses. It's a
Right.
group of horse individuals. So maybe I could know this is a choir.
Yep.
Correct. People singing, using their voices. Well, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the Susquehanna Valley Chorale.
So like I said, we've been around for over 50 years. We don't really have a home base per se. We've always rehearsed somewhere in the Lewisburg area. But as far as our concert season, we really bounce around with our performances and use different venues throughout the valley, which kind of makes us unique. So it's best to kind of subscribe and then figure out where we're going to be next.
And I'm sure you're on all the social media channels.
Yes.
Of course, right? Facebook, Instagram, all the
Yep.
things. All right, Susquehanna Valley Chorale, that's how people can find you.
Yep.
Joe, moving right along to you. So then you're with the River Stage Community Theater.
Yeah, River Stage is a volunteer-driven nonprofit community theater. We're based in Lewisburg, and right now we're based at the old Lewisburg High School, which is now called Green Space Center, right there on the corner of Market Street and Route 15. So very easy to find. We do 5 or 6 shows a year. Everyone is always welcome to try out for our shows and apply to direct or be involved in the shows backstage. And plays and musicals throughout the year.
Awesome. And then David and Erica, Millbrook Playhouse.
Yeah, well, Millbrook Playhouse is it is a 63-year-old, primarily summer stock theater. It started out just producing shows in the summer. We've been expanding that, but we are in a converted dairy barn. And the biggest surprise when we bring in our artists, they're like, it is a barn. And I'm like, absolutely. So we're a small professional theater. So we bring in actors from all over the area. People like Erica, who grew up here, did camps. And we also hire people from primarily New York and Philadelphia. And a lot of them are young professionals starting their career. And there's people like me who've been doing it for a while and keep coming back.
So now you said summer stock. You do 5 or 6 productions at
Year-round.
River Stage
Yep.
year-round,
About every
Joe.
other month or so.
So starting with the 2 theater groups, do you guys have anything happening right now?
No, because, well, we were talking before, people have been coming to this. It was, the building itself is about over 125, 30 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So when I first started in 2014, I would hear stories from like older board members. It's like, you guys have, I remember when you didn't have air conditioning. Well, now we're getting heat. We have heat in the main stage. So that's how we've expanded. So we've been doing a holiday show, and we started doing a fall show. Like we did Rocky Horror this last fall for Halloween. And then we did Rudolph that Erica directed with our youth ensemble in December. Then it gets a little harder because it's open air in a lot of spaces, so we can't really do year-round yet. We have been working on it, trying, and fundraising for it.
Okay, noted. And I'm assuming Millbrook Playhouse also is on all of the social media
Yes,
channels.
MillbrookPlayhouse.org and also
Excellent.
Facebook. I try to be better on TikTok, but
It's hard. It's a whole thing.
It is a thing.
It really is. Now, for River Stage Community Theater, are you in production currently?
Yeah, we're in the middle of our season, so we actually normally take a little bit of a break in late summer. But depending on when you're hearing this, gentle listener, we have a show in February. Right now we're in the middle of For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough, and that will run through February 22nd. But then after that, we have The Diary of Anne Frank coming up in April, and then the musical 1776 in June to coincide with Lewisburg's 4th of July celebration.
Oh, and America 250. How
And America
apropos.
250,
there
exactly.
You go. Wonderful.
And we're at riverstagetheater.org as well, and
Perfect.
Facebook and Instagram.
We'll make sure, of course, to share all of these resources when we post the podcast. Visit centralpa.org. You can check it out, and all of the information will be there. So as you're listening to every single podcast, all of these awesome community organizations, we make it very, very easy for you to find them. So what surprises visitors when they attend a performance of The Chorale, for example, Adam?
Sure. I would say more often than not is, the level of excellence and professionalism, even though it's a volunteer group. We have members that are professional musicians, but no one is paid to sing with us.
Okay.
People audition, and some of them, they sing for a couple seasons and then they either move away or careers take them in different directions and they come back later. But I would say more often than not, that's the feedback we receive, is that it's just, and the level of sound, the quality of sound, and like how much polish there is. They just sometimes wouldn't maybe expect to find that kind of out here in the country.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Now, are you currently in rehearsals for anything?
We are. We have our spring concert coming up on March 22nd. It's a performance of Verdi's Requiem. We're actually collaborating for that concert with the Williamsport Chamber Choir, directed by Sam Robinson. And then we have an orchestra for that concert as well, comprised of 50 musicians. And together with both choirs, it's going to be around 125 singers. So
Oh, wow.
still figuring out where we're going to put everyone.
They can squeeze in.
We can squeeze
Yeah,
in.
squeeze in.
Yeah. So that'll be at Zion Lutheran Church in Sunbury, which we utilize that space quite often. It's one of our current director's favorite acoustical venues in this area, and it's perfect for that work.
And who is the current director?
Bill Payne.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's still okay.
Yep.
Professor Payne. It still is Professor Payne.
Yep.
Got it. Where are most of your volunteer individuals who are members of the chorale? Where are they from?
I would say the majority, it's kind of split between Lewisburg and Selinsgrove areas, but we have a few people that come down from Williamsport. We have a couple people that come from Bloomsburg-Danville area.
Mm-hmm.
We have one lady that drives from McAllisterville, which is like Juniata County. So
Yeah.
she's got a really good hike, and she is dedicated. So for all over, and both the singers and the audiences, we cover quite a wide geographic area.
That's super duper cool. Now, moving over to Millbrook Playhouse, you mentioned very briefly that you host camps.
Mm-hmm.
Are those mainly for kiddos or for all ages?
We have historically offered a variety of camps for all ages. At the center of our educational programming is our summer camp experiences. We offer every year Littles Camp, Juniors Camp, and the TPAA, the Teen Performing Arts Academy, that offers a sort of K through 12 introduction. Mm-hmm. But throughout the years, we have offered other programs like a documentary drama writing program during when everyone was in lockdown. That was really incredible. We've offered adult acting classes. So we really have historically offered a really wide breadth of educational experiences that have allowed Millbrook to grow through introducing people to the arts in different ways.
That's awesome. And now, if someone comes to attend a performance, what do you think surprises them most when they walk into that performance space, other than the barn?
Oh, well, that's my answer. You took it. I was like, it is the barn.
It is the barn.
I gave away my thing. I think just how big it is. It's vast because it is in how historic, like the original architecture is there. So when you come up to the main stage, all you see is the wood beams. Now, they're beautiful and wonderful. You see the cross beams, the support beams. So all that from the original plan is there, sometimes to our dismay, as we're blocking and lighting and stuff like that. Erica also does lighting. She's very multi-talented. So it's like sometimes you're working around beams. We have a beam up center that actually has that the kids named one year, Candace the Beam. She has a social media presence. I think it's Candace the Pole in there, but we call it like kind of the beam. But it is part of the architecture and part of the soul. We have this wonderful volunteer, Roseanne Yanarelli, who I want part of that beam if it ever comes down.
Oh my gosh.
We've tried to fundraise to take it out, but that's like the shock. And then you come into the courtyard. We have the Poorman courtyard, and it's just, like I said, it's open air. So we have enclosed sections and open air sections, and it's this wonderful courtyard that we now have a bar in, and we have a gift shop, and we do kind of late night after show cabarets there, and that's the area we keep trying to utilize and grow. But I think that's just the size of it. Then in just the original architecture, there's the cow pass that goes into the kitchen.
Wow.
And if you go into the dungeon, which is scary, but you have the original, I don't know what they're called. It's where the cows went in to get milked. So the stations, but the architecture is literally still there. So it's kind of crazy that way.
Do you offer tours? Now I kind of want a tour.
Well, come on by. We were always willing to tour. Sometimes it's it's a little rougher on the edges in places, but we're
Also,
if you're feeling hardy, come on out.
Do you have a ghost light? I feel like you should.
We definitely have a ghost light, and we probably have some ghosts.
Guaranteed.
We've both spent a lot of late, queuing shows, doing lighting. We spent a lot of late nights there, and you just talk to it, and we think we know. We have a couple wonderful people. It's 63 years, and it's such a sense of history. When I started, there was a gentleman for years who suddenly passed away, and Guido visits us all the time.
Okay.
And we just
All right.
if we
We
feel
love
something
Guido.
let us be, and sometimes they're probably the cows, or
It's
there's all this
have,
energy.
I have a Civil War soldier buried in my backyard. My home is adjacent to a very, very, very old cemetery. So I speak to Jacob regularly. And I'm like, yo, what up, J-Dog? How you doing?
You're we're fine. We're sharing the
Let's
space.
keep it. Yeah, we're don't worry. I'm picking up after my dogs. It's fine. So River Stage Community Theater, you guys utilize the old Lewisburg High School.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure you have folks walk in who say, oh my gosh, I remember when this was the auditorium.
Yeah, absolutely. We have people in our shows involved in our organization that went to that high school,
So
they
cool.
graduated from that high school, and they're back on stage, which is, I'm sure, an interesting feeling for them. In terms of what surprises people, I think it's partly the venue, but partly the people, to echo what Adam was talking about. From the venue perspective, people are, I still, much to my chagrin, get the comment, there's a live theater in downtown Lewisburg?
Right.
Who knew? It's well, I wish you knew before this, but anyway, we're there. Glad you're here now. The building is, a historic Lewisburg building. It was, the high school was put up there in the 50s, and it would be very probable that the stage and auditorium would either been torn out by now or just be sitting empty. So the fact that we're still there, still putting on shows in that old auditorium, I think means a lot to our community. At least I hope it does. And then again, to get back to what Adam was saying, I think people are genuinely blown away by the level of talent that we have in this community for the performing arts. People that's not their day job necessarily, but people come see our shows and say, "Oh my God, I had no idea we had all these people friends and neighbors who can sing, who can dance, who can tap, who can all these kind of things." So that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I think you actually touched on something. Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was a live theater here in Lewisburg, or a 125 person strong corral in the Susquehanna River Valley, or a fully functioning professional theater space that has multiple different venues that can utilize. You don't have to travel 2 and 3 hours away to really have amazing cultural experiences. They're right here in our home, which is so cool. And it's a bonus. I mentioned 2 of my very, very good friends who have been in multiple productions of River Stage Theater, talented individuals who get opportunities to showcase, how awesome they are on stage every once in a while, which is really cool.
That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'll start with you, Jove.
Yeah.
How has your organization evolved over the years to stay relevant as things kind of change and people are seeking out more, I'd say, multimedia or digital type of entertainment?
Yeah, it's certainly challenging, and structurally, we've evolved from a group that was moving around from venue to venue, doing very minimal sets and things because you had to just put them up in your garage before, to now when we're at the old high school where we actually have quote unquote permanent home. So that's part of the evolution. I'm constantly telling people, especially when I direct a show, telling the actors, like, this live theater is so special because you can't go back and watch it later. It's not something you can just record in your house. It's not something that you can, even a book, you put in print and then it goes on a shelf and you can always take it back. Live theater is so sad and special at the same time because when it's done, it's done. And so, to have people in the space surrounded by friends and neighbors that they know in their community and watching that experience up on the stage for that short period of time in which it exists, I think we just have to keep, reminding people of how truly unique that experience is. And hopefully they'll keep wanting to have that experience in among all the other multimedia experiences they have on a daily basis.
Well said. Now, Adam, how would you describe sort of the Susquehanna River Valley's cultural theater performing arts scene?
In general?
Sure, yeah.
I would say rich and thriving, for sure. I mean, we have a wide variety of things going on, whether it's theater, whether it's community bands, whether it's choral groups. I mean, dance, arts. It exists. It's here. It's available. You might need to search a little bit harder to find it, depending on where and when it's happening, as opposed to being part of like a major, performing arts house in a major city or something like that. But there's something for everyone. So I encourage you just to go out and explore.
Visit centralpa.org.
There you go.
It's your friend. It's your friend. Now, for you, David, at Millbrook Playhouse, have you evolved? You have personally been involved with the Playhouse for quite some time. So how have you seen it change?
I think, like Erica's saying, our educational program has grown a lot, and just kind of because we're such a transitional, people come and go. Like, we're hiring people in, and like you said, theaters, like, it's done. Everybody comes in, it goes away. I think primarily the educational, the expanding of the venue, the work to kind of put heat into places that did not, to kind of reutilizing that. It's grown there. Any other things you can think of, Erica?
I think that we've made an increasing effort in David's tenure to produce work that is not just straightforward. David has always been really good at bringing in directors who have a lot of vision, and I think continuing to produce old work in new ways, or to find work that people aren't familiar with, I think is a way that we continue to evolve. Making sure that we're putting things that people haven't seen before and will be very exciting.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot, Erica. So in terms of the Susquehanna River Valley, what would be your elevator pitch to someone? You're in New York City, right? And you're chit-chatting and trying to convince them to come here for performing arts instead of doing something in a big metro area.
Sure. Well, and actually, I'm very glad you asked me that question. I spent about 5 years in New York City as a working stage manager. I think for me, my pitch as to why come to Central Pennsylvania, to these rural areas to see art is a couple of things. Number one, as a maker of art, I think we can more closely see the impact on our communities. And I think that's always been really important to me. It's why I returned. I wanted to be in a place that I could actually bring something to people that they weren't already getting. That's always been very important to me. And I think also affordability and access. I think if you're somewhere and saying, hey, I can't afford to see a show every week or sometimes even every month, if the tickets are $89 to $129, that's not what you're looking at here. And not only that, you're able to come to these theaters all through the River Valley and see these high quality productions. And they're intimate, and you're really, really feeling connected with the performers on stage. So I think there's, for me, it's those three things. It's the impact, the access, the affordability, and the intimacy.
I love that. Particularly the access portion, because at the end of the day, the arts are for all. Right? Mm-hmm. And you want every single little to big to be able to experience the joy of a live musical performance or a live theater performance. There truly is nothing quite like it. It gives me goosebumps just talking about it.
And it's unexpected in this area, not being from here, like
correct,
coming in. And I would tell people after my first or second year, because I came from Michigan to New York to here, and it's like, you don't understand. This doesn't happen in small towns all over the place. And how we're connected. We have a great Jove and I have met digitally over the years, and Seth Spawnhouse, who runs the Community Theater League, and I are very close. Erica actually just lit their show there. So just that this is here, and I'm always like, great, come for the hiking, stay for the theater, or vice versa, come for the theater, go for the hiking. Like, it's pushing that. And thank you guys for doing this, because it is so important that we have this. And it is the only thing, like you said so beautifully, Jove. It's like, I just keep telling people, AI cannot take us over. They're trying. And there's quotes I just see on the internet. Like, this is the thing. Arts and theater are going to be the thing that like keep people together and connected, because there's so much disconnected. More and more studies are seeing that happen with kids. It's like, and we have such an amazing youth ensemble group. I have professionals that come in from all over, and they're like, you have the best kids. And I'm like, we do. Because they're accessible to it, but they're just grounded, and they have fun, and they're not trying to be they're like, some go on to study theater and travel. Nick Carroll's out there doing it. We have several people, but it exposes them to something that changes their life, whether they do theater professionally or just go on to do something else.
I think even introducing kiddos to theater at a young age and encouraging them to articulate, gain confidence, to step out into a spotlight on a stage, memorize something, it's just so healthy. It really does lend to confidence. Even music, from a chorale perspective, memorizing an entire piece to be able to get up and sing and perform is so healthy, not only for young brain development, but then also as we age to maintain our capacities.
Yep. Even if you're not memorizing necessarily, just that discipline of like wanting to, even if not perfect it, but to continually make progress on it, I think is just a wonderful skill set to learn. And it's great for self-expression. It's great for just kind of discovering your own identity. It's like, okay, what am I trying to be? Who am I? All of this. It gives you that creative freedom and that outlet to just to explore all of that, which is wonderful. And I'm going to piggyback on what everyone else has been saying. And I think that's also something that sets the art scene apart here in the Valley, is the fact that, as opposed to what you might find in a major metropolis, is that it's an authentic representation of what we are, and as a people here in the Valley. There are things happening here, or ways that they are presented, that you won't find anywhere else, because it's at the heart of who we are.
Which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
David, you actually mentioned something that leads to my next question, which is, we have 3 very different organizations here in this room together, which is, 1, super cool to come together and do a podcast. But then 2, once we leave, how do your organizations sort of best continue to complement one another, and then sort of, become cheerleaders for the arts in the Susquehanna River Valley?
In whatever ways we can. I mean, Adam and we have a playbill exchange, so we just put little ads in our program, so at least
great.
our audiences are aware of the existence of the other ones. David and I and Seth started this group chat during pandemic times, when we were all just sort of like sitting around thinking, what comes next? And Seth and I are pretty close, and are often just like checking in with each other about like, hey, how do you guys do this and that? We can't necessarily all be in the same space, or necessarily do everything together, but the more we can kind of be aware of what the other ones are doing and try to harmonize, the better.
And it's sharing resources, just like, Seth gets on, I'm looking for an actor, I'm looking for a lighting designer. Erica, shares, I've directed for them, and then that show, I hired a lot of their actors to come over, it's, even though it's a different concept in terms of the way we put our shows together. It just, and then beg, borrow, steal. We're all non-for-profit, and unfortunately the arts aren't funded like we all wish they were.
Correct.
We have to share resources. So they have our bubble machine in the production of Godspell right now. So go see Godspell and see the bubble machine.
I did.
Like
it
a
was
Glinda
great.
bubble, or like bubbles?
Down
A little
from- down
bubbles.
from the ceiling.
Okay.
Tiny bubbles.
I'm really looking for the budget to have I want the motorized floating bubble.
Right,
That thing's really cool.
What they throw away in some of these larger theaters, we could just live forever.
I'm sure.
This is true.
Sure. Well, before we sign off, what kind what piece of advice would you give if someone wanted to come and experience the arts here in the Susquehanna River Valley? Maybe you have a friend who lives out of the area. They call you up and they're like, hey, David, hey, Erica, hey, Adam, hey, Jove, we're coming for the weekend, but we really want to experience something different. What would you tell them?
I think for me, I would say make a trip out of it. Don't let it be one thing. Make your way in, spend your afternoons hiking the beautiful rail trails, kayaking along the river, and in the evening find an event. Visit any one of the theaters, go find where the chorale is performing, and then take the time to go down the road spend a night in the hotel, the next day go down the road to the next town, because there are so many of us lovely small towns along this river that all have something to offer, and there's always going to be daytime activities. There's the hiking, there's antiquing, there's the river, and then there's always something in the evening. So really dig into the community, on a couple days when you're here, because there is so much more to do than people think.
Well, that's the advertisement for next quarter. Marketing Amanda over there is like, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that was beautifully said. The only thing I'd add is, our challenge is that we don't have something to offer the public every day of the calendar year. So, look at visitcentralpa.org or wherever you need to kind of check our calendars out and plan a weekend when we've got something going on. But we would love to have you come into town, enjoy the area, and then also catch a show while you're here.
I would actually encourage all of the listeners to make sure that you follow every single one of the organizations that are represented on this podcast today: Susquehanna Valley Chorale, River Stage Community Theater, and Millbrook Playhouse, because, as you know, each one of these groups have shared different things that they have going on at different points in the year. So you're never far away from a theater or musical experience in the Susquehanna River Valley. There's probably something going on no matter what time of year you visit or what weekend you're looking for something to do.
Thank
so
you.
much. We did great on time. As always, visit centralpa.org. You can listen to this podcast however you get your podcasts. It can be streamed directly on the Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau website. And as always, thank you for joining me. This was wonderful.
Thanks so much.
And we'll catch you next time as we explore the SRV.
Yay.